All right, let's show how to use the storyboards in InDesign pipeline along with VLC to lay out your reverse engineered storyboards here. So we're going to pop on over to the desktop where I've got my movie clip that I've saved. I'm going to open it up using VLC. VLC is a free program on both the Mac and Windows side that plays just about every kind of video, and actually has a lot of other cool features, not the least of which is our ability to save some stills. So I've got my Road Warrior up here, and I want to make sure that the stills that I'm about to grab are going someplace where I can find them later. So I will go to Preferences right up front here and make sure that I go to Video and find a folder to put them in that I can later track down. So I'm going to just make a new one here that's RW Stills for Road Warrior and say Choose. Now I know if I hit Save here safely that my images are going to head over there where they belong. Now this is an interesting shot in that it's sort of two framings. One is inside the scoop there. Can't quite tell what it is because it's coming out of a flashback, and then and landing on Mel there in the slightly wider shot. So I think I should probably indicate that for my storyboard. On the Windows side, you'll go to Video, and there'll be something down here to take a snapshot. But the Mac side has conveniently a shortcut, which is Option Command S. So I'm going to use shortcuts because it's easier for me. So Option Command S, I grab that still, and you'll notice it gives you an indication that you've got it. And I'll just hit the pause button, which is the space bar, to advance to the next one and do the same thing. Then the shot cuts to a bit of landscape there, showing us in the question answer, what is he doing? Where is he going? He's going down a road. What's he looking at? He's looking at a long and empty Australian highway. So I'm going to hit Command S there, and we get a cut. This is an interesting shot in that it starts on Mel and tilts back or pans back at the exact moment that those cars crest the hill. So I want to represent that correctly. Maybe first with that, second with his look there, and third with the pan. I want to make sure that those guys are clear, which they are. Let's Command S there. And the shot that follows is the doggy looking. Doggy looks. He listens. That could be a second shot too. And then of course this sort of low angle shot here. You have to decide whether you want to do a lot of additional, like that's a shot that reveals something. That's really kind of two shots. Boy. And that's sort of the best situation is when a shot can fulfill a couple of purposes. So feel free to take as many as you need, but when you're counting them, make sure that you count that as a single shot, which of course complicates things a little bit. I have to keep track of stuff as I go. And whenever possible, I kind of pause on as clean a still as I can. The fact that he turns and looks there indicates that he's up to something. He looks, and Wes is coming around on the side there. So I've got plenty of good stills to work with now. Back in InDesign, I could be using either my 4-up master or my 9-up master. I'm going to go with the 9 one here because there's plenty of pictures for us to use. And I'm making sure that I'm using the master that I created, SB, Storyboard Master. I'm looking at this and I made a mistake. I seem to have deleted a couple. So I'm going to trash that page and make sure that my page has all of the necessary frames on it. And it looks like the future ones will here as well. Okay. To place, I will go File, Place, and it's Command D on the Mac side, probably Control D on the Windows side. So I'm going to hit Command D and navigate to my folder, which I already have here, and all of my stills are right there. If I'm feeling lucky, I can shift-click and grab all of them at once. And because I've set this up to autofill, I should be able to just go all the way across, and then I can just come back in. Oops, I did that on my second page. No big deal. I have to reorder those pages. So it's simple as clicking and dragging. And I can get rid of that blank one now. All right, so page 1, shot 1, shot 2, shot 3, shot 4, shot 5, 6, 6.5, 7, 8, and so on. And down in here, I can just grab a text box and start typing in my intentions to those spaces so that we are ready to rock. Let's do one last thing, which is to export. When we're all set, we love our layout, we're ready to go, export a PDF. Now we could follow the Command E export here, but there's already a nice one here that will give us the smallest file size. That's going to be perfect for uploads and are going to be plenty readable. So I'll call this my RW storyboard and export that. It's going to ask about some compression things. You can use the defaults and just hit export, and it'll take a little bit because it's doing a whole bunch of different compression things. Squishing the pictures, making those as low res as they can. And now I've got this PDF, which is a mere 70 kilobytes. As you can see, the imagery is a little chunky, but should be fine for our purposes. There are other presets in there too that will go a little bit bigger in size. You could say, you know, high quality print and see what you come up with. Considering that those are sort of screen quality stills, that probably won't be a whole lot bigger. So let's just try that out as a experiment. It's really a case of the JPEG compression that's squishing those stills down. That's set so low, so incredibly low with that smallest file size. And those are detectably better looking, and it's still under a megabyte in size. So, you know, file size is an issue, but it's not a deal breaker. Canvas should be able to take just about anything in size there.